Do you have a 9-to-5 grind and a soul-crushing commute? In Valheim, you don't need a paycheck, a boss, or even a LinkedIn profile. You just need an axe and a bit of elbow grease. Why waste years of your life in a cubicle, praying for a raise, when you could be chopping down forests and smashing rocks for your future longhouse instead? Sure, the modern world offers direct deposits and PTO, but does it offer the satisfaction of felling a tree with your bare Viking willpower? Didn't think so. Out here, every swing of the axe gets you closer to a roof over your head and 4 walls to call your own. No contracts, no hidden fees, and no banks turning you down because your credit score isn't heroic enough. Let's talk stress relief. Because gathering resources isn't just productive, it's oddly therapeutic. Take a week's worth of emails out on a stump. Chop down a tree. There goes the memory of that last awkward performance review. Every log, stone, and scrap of iron you gather is a direct investment in you. Forget spreadsheets and coffee runs. This is the ultimate career pivot. Build your way to freedom, one log at a time. They say location is everything. And that's as true in Valheim as it is in the mortal realm. Your longhouse deserves the perfect spot to thrive. Not just any patch of dirt will do. A good location isn't just practical, it's the difference between a humble homestead and a legendary Viking landmark. The first thing to think about is safety. Don't build it in the middle of a troll stomping ground. Stick to somewhere you can defend. High ground is always a solid bet. Bonus points if you can spot potential threats from your porch while casually sipping mead. Next, consider resources. Build too far from trees, rocks, or water, and you'll spend half your time sprinting around like an Amazon delivery driver. Proximity to supplies means less time traveling and more time building. And of course, aesthetics matter. You're not just building a house, you're crafting a legacy. Find a spot with a view, whether it's overlooking a misty meadow, nestled against a dramatic mountain, or perched by the ocean where you can park your fleet of boats. Imagine sitting on your porch as the sun sets, basking in the glow of your accomplishment, while a Draugr politely keeps its distance. And don't forget future expansions. This longhouse might be your starting point, but you'll want room to grow. Leave space for extra buildings, gardens, or even a moat, if you're feeling ambitious. Choose a location that whispers, "Here greatness begins." Because it's not just where you live, it's where you conquer the world from. Before you start stacking logs like an overenthusiastic lumberjack, take a minute to plan your masterpiece. A proper Viking longhouse isn't just 4 walls and a roof, it's a statement. It says, "I survived the forest, I conquered the meadows, and I deserve more than a glorified shed." Think about the essentials. Do you need room for a grand feasting hall where you can boast about your troll-slaying adventures? Space for a cozy fire pit to keep your toes warm and your meat well roasted? Maybe even a loft, so you can look down on your domain and feel like the Viking monarch you truly are. And don't forget practicality. Place your workbenches and storage strategically. Nothing ruins the Viking vibe faster than sprinting across your house because you forgot where you stashed your flint. take advantage of the natural terrain. Build on a hill for that scenic view, or near the water for that perfect "I'm a boat-building genius" aesthetic. The key is to think big. This isn't just shelter, it's your Valheim legacy. If someone stumbles upon it on a random server, they won't say, "Oh, what a nice little hut." They'll say, "By golly, this Viking had style, ambition, and an unhealthy obsession with symmetry." So plan wisely, build boldly, and remember, Odin's watching. Alright, it's time to roll up your sleeves, grab your hammer, and channel your inner Viking architect. Construction in Valheim isn't just about slapping logs together and hoping for the best. It's an art form, a dance between structural integrity and sheer stubborn willpower. Start with a strong foundation. A wobbly base is a one-way ticket to watching your roof collapse faster than your faith in modern politics. Flatten the ground. Lay out your beams and get those floorboards snug and secure. This is the backbone of your longhouse. Treat it with respect. From there, it's all about framing. Vertical posts, horizontal beams, cross supports. It might feel like you're playing Viking Tetris, but trust me, every piece matters. Not just for keeping the whole thing upright, but for ensuring your longhouse looks less like a log pile and more like a fortress of glory. And don't rush the roof. A good roof isn't just decorative, it's your shield against the rain and the judgmental gaze of passing grey dwarfs. Experiment with angles, add some overhangs for flair, and maybe even throw in a skylight if you're feeling fancy. And as you hammer away, remember, this is your creation, your sanctuary, your statement. So if things don't line up perfectly, who cares? The gods didn't hand you a spirit level, they handed you determination. Place it, demolish it, make it yours. The only person who needs to be impressed is you. So you've got the walls up, the roof in place, and the whole thing standing upright. Congratulations! You're officially a Viking homeowner now. Now comes the part that separates the true artisans from the people who think an IKEA plant fixes everything. Interior design. Let's start with the basics. You'll need a bed. Where should it go? Doesn't matter. Slam it down wherever it fits. Right next to a fire? Perfect. Enjoy the constant risk of waking up medium rare. Shoved in the back like an afterthought? Ideal. Vikings didn't care about feng shui, and neither should you. Next is storage. Chests are your best friend. But arranging them? Who has time for that? Just pile them in a corner. Bonus points if they block something important, like your crafting table. Who needs convenience when you have aesthetic chaos? Decorations? Good luck. You've got a rug. And not much else. Toss them wherever they land. Are they straight? Who cares? You're a Viking, not an interior decorator. Lighting? Sure. You could strategically place torches for ambience and visibility. But why not just scatter them randomly like a toddler throwing crayons? Shadows, trip hazards, and maybe a fire hazard or two. It's all part of the rustic charm. Finally, don't forget to cram your workbench, chopping block, cooking station, and random piles of junk into the tiniest, most inconvenient spaces possible. Because when it comes to Viking interior design, the goal isn't functionality, it's embracing chaos. The gods won't judge you, and neither will we. Alright, so you've built your longhouse, stocked it with all the essentials, and it's looking like a proper Viking pad. But then it hits you. This world is full of things that want to smash, burn, or otherwise ruin your hard work. Time to think about defenses. Step 1. Build a wall. A nice, sturdy wall around your base. Simple, right? Wrong. Sure, they look fine, but the first time a troll lumbers in, it'll step over your defenses like it's taking a casual stroll. So don't forget spikes. Lots of spikes. Stick them everywhere. Keep your visitors on their toes. That's the price of safety. And accept that your defenses are really just a speed bump for Valheim's chaos. Odin would be proud. Sure, we've all been there. Carted off to another world, wandering aimlessly, homeless, incorporeal, naked. Just another lost soul in the void. But there's no point moping about it. The time has come to grab life by the horns, and maybe a hammer while you're at it. That Viking palace of your dreams isn't going to build itself now, is it? So shake off the frost. Gather your wits and start gathering those resources. Each log, stone, and nail is a step closer to leaving your mark on this world. A legacy fit for Valhalla. Remember, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. Build boldly, live loudly, and when the trolls come knocking, let them marvel at your handiwork before you send them packing. Because you're a Viking builder of legends. Lord Bara, like and subscribe.